Okay, you want to know what I'm doing? I'm doing another one of important jobs that we have to do this spring before the grass gets too tall on the meadows. And if you want to know what I'm doing, I'm hooking up to this what's called a landscape rake. And it's able to drag little bumps and things in the fields. But I'm going to use that to kind of spread out the cow manure in the meadow. And then I'm also going to drag a chain drag that I built made out of truck tire chains to spread the manure out and get it all level. So we're just going to go down there and make sure there's nothing unforeseen in the meadows, and this is just more, got to do it right now, spring preparation, like another thing to do right away. So follow me here. This is called the landscape rake. This is where it lives when it's not on a tractor. These teeth here, they drag along the ground and smooth things out, pick up things that are in the meadow. I'm going to flip this thing down here and kind of turn it around so I can hook it up to the tractor. And if you do it just right, it's kind of balanced, and I'm really used to doing this kind of work here. So I gotta let this lift thing down. See if I can't hook this thing up. Stick this little thing in this little hole here. That's what a lot of things are on a farm. Putting little things in little places. Moving things around, picking them up, putting them down. You don't have to work hard, you just have to work smart. Okay, I'm going to loosen this chain here a little bit. I've had this tractor since it had 50 hours on it. My dad and I bought this tractor in, I believe, 1983. We decided we needed a better tractor. I talked him into helping buy it, and gradually I paid him back over the years because he was kind of not wanting to farm anymore, and I kind of was. So now my daddy helped me get started on a lot of little adventures. There you go. Now I can get this pin in here. Now I can tighten that chain back up. It's called the sway chain. Now, this is called a top link. Top link comes down like this. Top link hooks into here. I got trusty dusty little toolbox here. What do we got in the toolbox? Maybe this pin will work. This toolbox right here is able to deal with about 90% of everything this tractor is going to do this summer. It's got, you know, it looks like just some old wrenches in there. Well, they are old wrenches, but they're exactly the wrenches you need for nearly every job you do on a farm. This top link goes right down in here like this. And we have an adjustment here. There's a left-hand thread and a right-hand thread. So when you turn that thing, one of them gets shorter, they both get shorter. Turn it the other way, they both get longer. Some magic man invented that, right? Okay, so this landscape rake is officially hooked up. Now what I can do, I'm going to go around the side of this tree where I got my drag stored, drag the drag out of the weeds, hook it up and head down to the meadow and start dragging the meadow. Follow me, follow me. Here she comes up. Right? This is the chain drag. Yeehaw! And it's a heavy little mother, but I can make it work, I think. I built this chain drag it's kind of a harrow. A harrow is a tool used by a farmer to flatten a field and rake it. There's spike-tooth harrows, there's spring-tooth harrows, there's all kind of different harrows. This one here is one I built myself after many tries and attempts. And this spreads cow manure, it grabs it and rolls it up It's one of the better drags that I have ever really used. There might be some better ones out there you can buy for a lot of money, but I haven't used them and I don't know about them. And I got all the tire chains from the Department of Transportation highway trucks. They've all wore out tire chains. So I just went and grabbed a bunch of their old wore out tire chains, hooked them all together and made myself a A1 best chain drag in the world. Watch. Now you're going to watch me drag this chunk of road right here. I do nice work when I do it. Just wish I'd do more of it, right? So see how that works? I was able to lower the landscape rake a little bit and just kind of grab some of them high spots in the road, and then this came along and smoothed it all out. Boom, one pass. Kind of cool. It's you know, good for a homestead road, right? Okay, so stand by. Here we go. Okay, here's what we're gonna do now. I got this landscape rake to kind of rough up the rough spots. The chain drag gonna drive around and around and around this field and just kind of level it, rake in the cow manure. This field here and the one below it are two fields that we put the cows in the fall. So when the cows come back from the head of the bay in the fall, after we've hayed this meadow, it grows up again, and then we put the cows in here to pasture for a couple of weeks while we're waiting for the wintering yard to freeze up solid. So the cows poop all over the place, and the poop makes fertilizer. Now I've got to go spread all that fertilizer out so the grass can nutriate and eat the poop and make good grass, and the whole cycle begins again. So welcome to farming on the old Kilcher homestead. So watch what happens to that cow manure when I come through there. There you go. I tow this drag behind this landscape rake because the landscape rake can kind of rough things up just a little bit. There's lots of cow turds in one place. I can kind of drag them along and spread them out a little bit. And then the drag just finishes it up. You kind of see how this thing just grabs those cow patties and kind of shakes them up and rolls them around, spreads them out a little bit. See behind me now, I'm going to go over some cow patties here in a minute. Just look behind us, kind of see them rolling in that drag. Really important to preserve and nurture and pass on to the next generation so they can be proud of this place. And really the only way that I feel like you can get it is to have some kind of a cause or an ownership. You think, why do we do this? And why we do it is because hopefully we love the homestead and we get more good out of it than we get bad out of it. So it's that's kind of my life. How about some hot chocolate? So how many of you guys know what a turning brake is? Turning brake on a tractor has individual brakes, one for the left wheel, one for the right wheel. And you can step on that brake when you're doing a sharp corner and it helps you turn. You gotta see where it has not been done, and you kind of see where it has been done. Whoop. Okay, let's go, baby. Kind of like combing your hair. Comb it one way, you don't see it. Comb it the other way, you see it. So we're just kind of combing the hair of this here field a little bit. Okay, we're done with this part of it. Stay tuned for what's next. Okay, next thing on my list is pulling all these white and rebar posts out of this meadow. They were left in here last fall from when I had the cattle in here grazing when they came back from the head of the bay. So here's what's going on. Last fall, the cows came back from the head of the bay, and I put them in this meadow to eat the regrowth. So I built an electric fence around the outside of this field so they would stay in this one place. So now I need to go pull all the posts out that I couldn't pull out last fall when the ground froze and they were all frozen in the ground. These posts need to be pulled out before I mow, because we don't want to clip them off and ruin the mower by hitting these things, and the grass will be this tall and I won't see them. So why don't you just hop in the rig with me and drive along beside me, and I'm going to walk along and pull these out, throw them in the back of the machine, and voila, 5 minutes and we'll have them all pulled out of here and job number 3 done. This is part of my spring preparation, good sound management, you know, meadow management. This is meadow management. So follow me. Okay, gonna put these in the back. Just keep driving. Good exercise. These posts are made out of fiberglass, and if you don't wear gloves, you get these tiny, tiny, tiny little splinters in your hands, and it'll itch and hurt for days. So I've got to make sure you're wearing gloves. You'll see where when I put the electric fence in, I just tie the end of the electric wire to this string, because that string is also not a conductor. So these fiberglass posts don't conduct electricity, so they don't ground out. You just wrap them around the post a couple times and they're really easy. So they're an insulator as well as a post. That's a really pretty meadow. This tree, we've been playing on this tree ever since I was a baby, and now my grandkids play on this old birch tree. They just don't want to give up, and we ain't ready to give it up, so hallelujah for groovy old trees and good memories. So we're back to the other end now. You can see off that away where the fence goes and all the way over to the other end. So we're going to do the top edge here now. Okay, there's a wet spot right there. A lot of water in this field. Perfect, perfect. So I took care of that. I guess I noticed there's some black pipe here in the ground I better get rid of. I don't want that getting caught up in the mower. So you can see how important it is that we go around the edge of the field and make sure all the pitfalls and stuff are out of it. Well, that looks like it. Let's head on out. Okay, I got one last thing to do here. Give these meadows a clean bill of health, and that is picking up a bunch of electric fencing I left out in the field last fall. I took the fence down so we wouldn't run into it with snow machines and wild critters wouldn't run into it, but then it rained and it got really icy and I couldn't roll it up then. And I left it out hoping it would dry out in the meadow. It didn't get dry in the meadow, it snowed instead, and it turned into a big ball of snow and it was impossible to roll up. So this is my chance to roll up this electric fencing. So what I got to do is, you're going to stay tuned here for a minute. I'm going to fix the roll that it goes on, and we're going to start rolling it up on a little handmade hand cranker and crank away on it. There's a little homemade gizmo that I built. Yeah. Okay, we took the handle off that one. We're going to put the handle on this one. Dang, it's raining on us again, dude. Got that little piece of pipe. We got this little slip handle. We got a washer. We got a nut. See here, building a little hand crank, right? Got a little plastic sleeve in there I can roll with. This will be the shaft to hold it on. We're going to put it off the side here like this. It's kind of miserable to have the rain raining on us here today. However, think about it. It's good to be alive. And so we get to enjoy the rain, right? Right. Another thing too is, God, at least it ain't 10 below zero and snowing and blowing 20 miles an hour. Could be that. So sometimes it just depends on our perspective, right, folks? It's all right, Mama. Okay. Should work. Let's try it. We're making it happen, Captain. Make it happen, Captain. Okay, there we go. Putting a knot in it. Time to roll this dude up. Okay, that's as far as I can go at the moment. I'm going to have to back up or something. I don't know how it's going to work from here on, but it's kind of pissing me off that it's wet. It goes all the way up there, past my daddy's grave. So I've got to figure out how I can do this. I'm backing up at the same time. Okay, this is going to pull a lot easier now because all I got to do is, it's only a couple 100 feet long. You can see it stretching past where my daddy's buried. And it's always a really sweet thing to be up here by my dad's grave, thinking about him and all the love and attention he put into his homestead. He really cared about it, and he certainly instilled that in some of us. And you know, I'm a little crazy when it comes to history and heritage and appreciating the things that my parents did and went through to get us here. It wasn't easy. Anyway, you know, it could be raining, could be shining, but it's always a good day to be appreciative. Here comes the end right now. So that's the end of this roll. And hey, thanks for coming along. Sorry about the rain, but every day's a good day when we're having fun, right? Thanks for the adventure. See you next time, okay?